What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us today. I'm Coach Hayden. This is Coach Jack. We are Baseball IQs. Today we're talking about a pre-pitch routine. And this is something that I really never was truly taught why we do this. As a player, I was always told just to get ready for the pitch. And it wasn't until I got to pro ball where a guy by the name of Gary Thurman taught me why we do a pre-pitch routine. And what it did was it took all my head knowledge and turned it really into heart knowledge. And now I understand that this is the beginning to making a play. And without me doing this, a lot of times those balls that I missed, I could track back from not doing a pre-pitch routine. So today we're going to teach you what a pre-pitch routine is and why we do it. And so, Coach, let's just start simply. There's an infield pre-pitch routine, outfield pre-pitch routine, infield pre-pitch routine. What is that?
So the purpose is the same, right? We want to be in an athletic position as the ball crosses the hitting zone. It's pre-pitch, so it happens right before the pitch, and it happens every time. It's routine. So we need to make sure on the infield, especially, we have to hit a couple points. Our pre-pitch routine simply is 1-2 little hop. Okay, and right, little hop is important because we don't want to go 1-2 and you see some kids when they first start, they think, oh, this is an excuse to jump really high, right? Yeah. So we need to make sure that it's 1-2, little hop, glove out in front, we're ready to go. So the little hop is very important because for infielders, it gets our fast twitch muscles going, right? We got to be able to move quick, make quick reactions, balls hit at us, we got to be able to get there, right? But the big thing it does is it gets us low to the ground. When I'm low to the ground on the infield, I can make those quick little steps that I have to make on balls I need to dive for. Middle infielders, if I have to run and get a backhand, I need to be able to open quick, get 3 or 4 steps that way, and get to the ball as fast as I can.
So what I noticed is when you do this hop, you're not actually hopping forward.
No. So from the side, all I'm doing is spreading my feet and getting in an athletic position, getting low. So it's actually 1-2 hop, right? Now I am landing on my toes. I don't want to be back on my heels because what happens when I'm on my heels is now I'm unathletic and my weight's going the wrong way, right? So 1-2, land on my toes, ready to go, always athletic, always low.
Yeah. And really the only difference is between the infield and the outfield is our height and our actual routine. So in the outfield, we don't do a hop. We just do 1-2. And we don't really want to get low to the ground. And the reason being was because if we're low to the ground, we as an outfielder, we have to run yards, 15, 20 yards sometimes, in the big leagues, 30, 60 yards sometimes. Those fields are big. And we have to cover a lot of ground in a little amount of time. So if we start low, the first thing we're going to do is come up, and then to go into a sprint, go back down. So we want to start just 1-2 and be an athletic. I'm taller than the infield, but I'm still athletic. I don't want to be down low. I don't want to be straight leg. I want to be somewhere in between, nice and athletic, where I can move and ready to go down into my sprint as I go into the outfield.
Right. So as far as things that are similar go, one, we need to reset before every pitch.
Yes,
right?
that's big.
It's very important. It's even more important in the outfield because you got kids picking close.
Yeah, you'll see kids they'll do 1-2 and they'll sit here and it'll be a ball thrown and they'll just go like this, and then all of a sudden the next pitcher go like this, and that's not really a pre-pitch routine because now I'm on my heels and I'm spaced out.
You haven't made anything happen, right? So even in the outfield, I mean, obviously on the infield with our little hop that gets them going, gets them active, but even here, this gets the kid moving around and gets them into the game.
Yeah, and after a pitch is thrown, if it's a ball, they need to reset. They need to get their mind off that last pitch, refocus, and then boom, go 1-2 again. So I'm on the balls of my feet, ready to go again, go right and left.
Right. So then the other thing we really need to talk about is weight distribution.
Yeah.
So when we, no matter whether it's infield or outfield, we need to make sure that when we land, when we get to our pre-pitch routine and the ball's crossing the plate, I need to be weight distributed straight down the middle, right? If I'm leaning one way or the other, that's going to take away from my ability to get to a ball that's on that side. Say I go pre-pitch routine and I land and I'm kind of over towards my right side. One, this is going to have to open up if I want to use my right foot to go to a ball to my right. But if I don't open up and I try and push off my left leg, I have no weight here to push. I have no ability to drive off that side. So if I'm going to make a dive this way, and I'm leaning this way, I'm going to be weak. And those are those balls that get by inches
Right.
when you can make that play.
Yeah, and it's the same as true in the outfield. When we go with our 1-2 steps, it's very common for a lot of outfielders to land with their left foot forward or their right foot forward when the ball's making contact because they're late on their pre-pitch routine. And what this does is we react to the opposite side of where our weight is. So if my weight's on my right foot and I'm going to my pre-pitch routine and I'm a little bit late and that ball's hit, I'm going to react this way automatically. I have no choice but to react that way. So if a ball is hit to my right on a line drive and I'm going to be going full speed to get it, if I go here and that ball's hit, I'm going to react this way, then this way. And I'll miss that ball by inches again. And it's not because of anything besides the fact that I just wasn't ready pre-pitch.
Right, so let's talk about being ready pre-pitch, the timing of making sure that we're ready as soon as the ball crosses the hitting zone. It's very, very important, and it happens off of the pitcher. Right? So everybody's different, every pitcher's different. So, and then every pitcher's different in the windup or in the stretch. So some guys, they slide step and then we got to be ready to go right away, right? But then out of the windup, it's going to be longer, so now I'm going whenever he starts to drive forward, and then for a lefty, it's going to be different too.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we teach our kids to time the pitcher, so that way, as soon as he goes through his motion, they know that it's when he lifts his leg, or they know it's when his arm drives backwards, or when his front side starts to go towards the plate. Every pitcher is going to be different, but they're going to have to learn to time that guy.
Because if you understand just the concept is when the ball's crossing the hitting zone, as contact is being made, I got to be in an athletic position with the weight in the middle of my body. And one thing that we do every day is, and we get this question a lot, is when do you practice this? Because we expect our kids to do this every single game, every single pitch. But a lot of times we avoid it in practice. And that's my question is, when can you actually practice this?
So we do it with our fungos. Every day when we're doing fungos, look, the kids can learn to time your toss. As soon as you go to toss that ball up in the air and then hit them the fungo, that's them learning to read the pitcher and learn when to. So as soon as they toss that ball, they can start their pre-pitch routine and be ready to go hitting, whether it's fly balls, whether it's infield ground balls, whatever you're doing. Then we even do it at BP, right?
Yeah, and batting practice is really, there's no substitute for live defense. And I think it's probably the most important. So whether a coach is up there throwing batting practice or whether a kid is throwing live to their own team, anytime they're on the field, there's always an opportunity for a pre-pitch routine. And we need to do a good job as coaches as watching, because a lot of those balls that we miss are only because we're just simply not ready for the play.
And so we as coaches need to be just as in the game as the kids do, because say you're in practice, we're doing BP, and that second baseman wasn't ready that pitch. He didn't do his pre-pitch routine, and the kid, sure, the hitter hit the ball to left field, but the second baseman didn't do his pre-pitch routine. It's easy for us as coaches to be lazy and say, oh, the ball didn't go to him, it's in the middle of practice, I'm not going to point it out. But really, if you want the player to take control of his own game, you need to start teaching him to really take that responsibility on, but you need to point it out because he's not going to do it on his own, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, and really, ideally, whenever you watch in a game, you should see the infield and the outfield all moving together. We should all be creeping and either hopping or just doing 1-2 and running the ball, making contact. It should be a little bit poetic whenever you watch out there and you see it. I love walking by a team, watching defensively and seeing the whole team doing pre-pitch routine. I know that when I play that team, we better be ready to play because those guys are ready to play.
And you know going in, they're coached the right way. Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed what you saw.
If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below or reach out to us at baseballiqs@gmail.com.